All right, we are back, everybody.
Yes,
Some
we are.
familiar voices back in your household, back in the Serato, back on wherever you listen to this. This
Mm-hmm.
is episode 49 of the Otaku Summit. And
Oh,
we
this
are here.
49?
Yes, sir. This is 49. This is
Oh,
49.
wow.
I know. I was like, I feel how far are we from 50? Goes to
I
check.
thought
Oh,
I
shoot. We
thought we
right
was on
there.
I thought we
Nah.
was on 48 or something like that.
No. We're on 48. Last episode, we were on 49. No, I was just as shocked. I was like, yeah, we probably a little away from 50. Oh no, we just one episode away. So yes, this is episode 49 of the Otaku Summit podcast. And this is your host, Javon, aka Kuma, with my boy Omar, aka I guess what you with the vengeance today? Vengeance, vengeance.
I'm always vengeance.
You always vengeance. I don't know why.
Yes.
I don't know what vengeance have you gotten lately. Let me add this.
listen,
What vengeance have
listen,
you
listen,
taken
listen.
upon
I
yourself?
have I have a vendetta against the crime
Yes, let me add this.
of One Piece.
What did One Piece do to you? That's what I want to know.
It ain't One Piece in itself. It's the stars.
Why are you always? What
I
is
always
this?
have it out for them.
What for? What reason? I don't understand. Like this always
Because
been
they're
like what
delusional and they are
20 years.
corrupting the
But
minds
are they
of the
though?
they are
But are they though?
corrupting the minds
But are they
of
though?
the anime community.
But are they though? Like you
Yes,
really think that? You think
One Piece is
like
not that amazing.
that's objective?
Objective. There's only one. Anyway, we don't need to talk. We're talking about this today. We're not talking about this today.
Yes, because why we are here. We have a lot to talk about. A lot about which is in fact the what is it? We are in the current winter season. Is it the winter season? It is the winter season.
Some
Spring
spring.
season. My bad. I'm sorry. See, this has been a
Yes.
lot. The spring season of animes, and it's a lot going on. It's a ton. It's a massive amount of stuff that is happening with anime.
You
If
have it. I think you're having some mic problems, my guy.
I am, what's up?
Yeah.
Why? Why you can't hear me?
Sometimes it sounds like you was cutting in and out a little bit.
Oh, let me move closer. Let me move closer. Let me move closer. Let me move closer.
All right. All right.
All right, right. So, since we are talking about animes that are polluting the community a bit, I feel it's only best and only right that we start this off with Oshinoko.
Boy, this mic freaking out, bro.
It is? Hold
Yeah.
on, hold on, man. Hold on. They don't want me to be great. They don't want me to be great.
They really
They
don't
don't
want you
want
to be
me to
great
be
today.
great. They don't want me to be
This
great. They
this
don't
is
want me to be
crazy. In the meantime, while Jamal seeks to fix this issue,
so.
um,
All right, that should do it. Boom.
wait,
Boom.
yeah.
Yeah, see,
I
I
think
got
yeah,
you.
it should
I
be
got you.
we
I
good
got you.
now,
I
we good.
got you. I got you. I got you. I got you. I got
Yeah.
you. No, but I would say let's start with Oshinoko. Oshinoko. That's Oshinoko. Let's kick it off. Let's kick it off big. Oshinoko. Only and I only say this because for those who've been listening up to this point and this far into this journey of the Otaku Summit, Omar has been championing this anime, this series for a very, 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 very long. Right, it's right there next to Blue Lock in terms of
Yep.
how much he would not shut up about this anime. So we finally have gotten Oshinoko after a long journey, after many months and years. Oshinoko's anime is finally released, and we have gotten 2 episodes at the time of this recording.
Well,
Um,
if we
yes.
separate the time link for the episode one,
Mhm.
technically it'd be like 4 or 5.
No, you're right. No, see, I'm happy you said that. I'm happy you said that because I want to start this off by saying this was one of the longest, if not the longest, first episode of any anime that I've ever watched in my entire life, and I had this felt like a journey in and of itself. This felt like an entire season. I cannot tell you. I don't want to say tough, but how much I had to slug it out to this, and I almost. And I told him all this. I told him all this behind the scenes. I almost came back. I almost came back and had complaints. I almost came back with massive. I can't believe you made me watch this. But the second half, it was the second half. Got me. It got me. So since I'm the new one here with this series, I'm just going to start it off by saying, all right,
I'm listening.
first episode alone, it intrigued me. I will admit, first episode alone, it was tough at some point. Uh, based on what I know now, based on what I know, and based on what you told me, the first episode covers the first volume, right?
Yep.
Right. So after that, okay, everything made complete sense. So if this covered the first episode, so it's only right that it was an hour and 20 minutes long. It made sense. First entire volume. Um, not much, if any anime really does that, and I understood because reason is, if this had been a weekly thing to where that full hour was broken down, I was dropping this anime. I'm sorry, I was dropping this anime, and I was going to come on this podcast and call you a liar, a fraud, a phony.
Yeah.
Like, all the words in the book that you can think of for swinging me and not even hyping me. You didn't hype me, but for continuously beating down our throats about Oshinoko. I would have. So it had to been for all disclaimers, for all intents and purposes. This anime had to be as long as it was, well, at least for the first episode, because it covers a lot of ground. There's a lot of building that they do character wise, and it works out. It works out to the end. So we get in. I can't remember the doctor's actual name, so I'm just gonna say the doctor. So we get introduced
Goro-san. Goro-san.
Garo-san, right? So we get introduced to Garo-san, and what's the girl's name?
Sarina-chan.
Sarina.
Yeah.
All right, so we get introduced to Garo-chan and Sarina-chan. So now he's a doctor, and Sarina is a patient. I can't remember what the illness is, but she's critically ill. She's about to die.
She
To
yeah,
die, right?
yeah,
So
yeah. She
so this anime, it starts off. So I have no idea what this is about. I just know it's idol based. That's and it's already. I don't watch any idol out of this, so that's already in of itself a miracle. So I'm like, okay, cool. We got okay. I can see the sad backstory unfolding. We get introduced to the idol eye, who both of them are so intrigued with. Goro-chan more so because of Sarina and her love for idols and being an otaku for them and passing on. So he's pretty much following her to carry on her legacy, sort of quote unquote, just on her memories. Anyway, long story short, he meets her, and I think this is when at first kind of was like, okay, let's see where this goes. They
mm,
introduced I as a pregnant teenager. You don't see that often in
mm.
any anime. So everybody
16
is
and
like,
pregnant.
right, exactly. It's 16 and pregnant in anime form. I'm like, okay, cool. I didn't know MTV had a hole in this, but all right, I'm rocking. Let's go. So I'm like, all right, let's get it. We here now. We here now. So obviously, this is his favorite idol. We have a connection. They talk, everything. He takes care of her. He's going to deliver the baby. Cool. Fine. Now, this is when it takes a turn. So, apparently, there's a stalking eye. Of course, he's idle. Why wouldn't it be, right? Goro-chan ends up meeting him, chases him, and eventually ends up getting pushed off a cliff and dies. And at this point, I'm like, oh my god, Omar tricked me into watching Isekai. Damn you. Right? But it isn't quite that. So, crisis averted. Right.
Crisis averted.
It is averted. Basically, up to I'm trying to keep this as short as possible. The theme of this leading up to this point is like, oh, wouldn't you imagine yourself being reborn as an idol's child? It's like, all right, I see where this is going. So obviously, guess who's having twins? I. Okay, boom. Well, guess who was reborn as a child for an idol? You got it. Garo, the doctor. I'm like, all right, cool. I see where this is going. I'm still here. 5 minutes in out of hour and 20. We rock it. Right? So we understand the twin. To everybody's surprise, maybe to nobody's surprise, the twin sister is in fact Sarina Chan, the girl who was critically ill and also died. But they don't know that. They don't know each other. So we just find it out on time span. So we get this glimpse in their lives. We get a glimpse into what I is like as a mother. We get a glimpse into her trials and tribulations. As an idol, we get a glimpse into the kids being who are, I would say, were funny. I will absolutely admit they were hilarious as babies, especially babies that can talk, and then especially when they tricked the woman into thinking that they were deities. I laughed. You got me there. I will say. I laughed. So we got a glimpse into that. We got a glimpse into that. Got a good glimpse. Got a good glimpse into that and what's happening now. Fast forward all of that. This is when I was like, "Excuse me, pardon, what just happened? Where is this going?" And and I don't know if I have to applaud the anime community, manga readers for this series, or whoever, but I just want to say, somehow in some way, I managed to avoid any spoilers for this series, especially considering how long it was announced and how much people talked about it. But I
Oh
didn't.
yes.
So I came into this completely blind, ready to berate Omar if I didn't like it. So let's continue. Remember that
I
stock.
wait. I just like to say on behalf of all the manga readers out there, we made sure that none of you anime only has got spoiled, so y'all could
Yeah, that
experience
was it.
why
You know what?
we has praised the series so much.
You know what? Yoshino co-finds are pretty decent. Some of you are weird, but most of you are decent,
Oh, we
right?
gotta talk about
Yes.
that. We and I looked at
Do we
that
really?
thread again today,
Do
and
we
I
really?
saw who made that, and I was like, why it have to be you, dog?
Do we
Why
really?
it have to be you?
Wait, hold on, pause. I'm actually upset that you know who that person was.
Yeah.
That's hold on, whoa. That's the real plot twist here. Forget the thread. Why do you know this individual? Let's talk
Bruh,
about
like,
that. Yet anyway, let me finish this.
yeah.
We can touch on that, but let me finish this. Anyway, so Oshinoko, we got to the real plot twist, the meat and bones of what this series is going to take us. So remember that stalker I told you about at the beginning of the series, the episode comes back, and this time he feels lied, cheated, disgusted. The love of his life got pregnant. Nobody, she's just lying to her fans. I'm upset. And like any rational fan, when they're upset, what do? You guessed it. They get a knife and they go to their doorstep. Right. So, as I is preparing for the biggest concert of her life, she gets a ring at the door, opens the door, and what does she meets? Knife Coon. You correct. You guessed it. You are right. It's the stalker with the knife, and she jabs it in the abdomen. Whoa. Pause. Not expecting that in the series. Not what I thought. Because keep in mind, I want you to imagine everybody who is listening to me explain this episode, right? And I know this, we got straight into this, and it was like, oh my god. And I know this probably is a big ride in your head right now, but stay with me. It was fun, laughs, and giggles up to this point, mind you. Obsessive, Aqua, and Ruby are a bit obsessive, especially Aqua. He did joke about killing somebody and meant it, but laughs, jokes, and giggles, and cute babies. That's what we got. 1 hour and some into this. That was the entirety of this episode. And these dudes decided that they wanted to switch it up and turn it up a notch and stab this woman. Now she is bleeding out with an infant child in her hand. Well, toddler at this point, because they do a lot of time jumps in this. However, she is dying, and I'm like, whoa, no, don't do that. Why? My heart, I can't take it. Hold on, it's too much is happening. Anyway, I's a character who she's a very interesting character, and I was a bit sad to see her go. But I do hope we
Mhm.
learn little bits and pieces of her along the way. But she's intriguing in the fact that she didn't quite know how to love, and her backstory was pretty. But I'm gonna let you find it out. Her backstory is pretty as well, very tragic in itself.
Indeed.
So she's kind of cold inside, but she doesn't strike you as a cold individual in the outside. So I said that to say She has never told anyone I love you and meant it. In her dying breath, seeing Ruby as the last image of her head, with her daughter, well, sorry, Aqua last image in the head, and her daughter Ruby behind the door, frantically screaming and crying for her mother. She
Mm-hmm.
utters the words, I love you, and she is finally able to say it and mean it. Thus she
Mm-hmm.
dies. In some ex- I've never seen what's the I can't say it. What's the word for when animation turns up in anime? What's
Sakuga.
Sakuga? I have never seen Sakuga used for that in this model. Because no one can tell me they didn't. They poured an entire budget just to have this image of this woman dying. How do I
Mm-hmm.
do it? I enjoyed that because I've
Mm-hmm.
never seen an image like that before, and it was very good. Also, kudos to the studio, doing a great job, animation wise. I will say, by
Shout
far,
out
very
Doga
good.
Kobo.
Yes, shout out to you guys. And from that point, this is when it takes the big jump. Now it's a plot of revenge, um, plot
Revenge.
of I want to say identity, but purpose, and like Ruby is now going on to try and be an idol, like her mother is always her dream. Aqua is more so looking on the revenge of who killed my mother, and he has an idea, and he's taking on the role of trying to become an actor or get into the business and industry, which is another aspect of this I like to see. I enjoyed seeing where each kid was probably trying to go with their lives as it was going. As I noticed that the time jumps were coming and coming, so I knew eventually we're going to get to them very much being older. So I enjoyed seeing them dabble into what they will potentially be in long term in terms of their careers and what their interests will be. So that's fine. So we end up to that point and learning that this entire thing was a big prequel leading up to what the story is about. Like I said, of Aqua mostly trying to get revenge for his mother and discover what happened to her. So in a sense, it's like a big mystery, one mystery anime as well. So it takes a lot of terms that I didn't expect. So I will say,
Yep.
great episode. Almost didn't got me, but when it got me, it got me. And I will say, when it did do that, everything else made sense, and it was incredibly enjoyable. I will say, out the gate. Episode two was a bit on the slower side for me. Episode one is still the best so far. I mean, not the best hour and some long, but still.
Yeah.
But I am intrigued. I've never seen people go to a manga so fast in my life after starting anime than I did with this. Like I'm holding strong. I'm like I'm not gonna do that. I'm going to watch this in this format. I'm not gonna read it. But I just wanted to throw that out there because I was stunned. I'm like, yo, y'all just right. But great start. I will say I'm very interested in seeing as someone who had no idea what this is about, no idea, no knowledge of this series. I am looking forward to where this is about to go and actually seeing a lot of the mysteries unfold, a lot of secrets happen, and for them to actually, evolve and progress in their current fields of interest. Yeah, so that's me. I will say it was worth the wait. It was worth the wait, even though it was a slugfest for the first episode, but it was worth the wait. I would absolutely have to say it was Oshinoko was worth the wait. So far, first impressions is a really good one. First impression is a really good one. Which
I
as
love
you can
it.
see,
I
Amar is
I
very
I
he's very
I
happy
love to
there because
hear it.
he's
I
my
love to hear it.
Amar. For everybody who doesn't know, Amar hasn't stopped sharing anything related to Oshinoko since his anime aired. Any ranking, anything associated showing how great Oshinoko has been up to this point. I know recently the opening got viewed like over 14 million times upon like just being released in a day or two or something like that. Like yeah, so Oshinoko is also
Oh, you want
Oshinoko.
me to talk feats? Hold
Oh,
on.
wait,
Let's talk some
God
feats.
damn it! Wait, well, go ahead, go.
All right. So I can start with a small one. This is a small feat.
Uh-huh.
So Oshinoko's opening has been for 2 weeks now number one on the Japanese Billboard charts.
Uh-huh.
Another feat
It's pulling
is that
Steven's tail.
Oshino's co-opening has made it as high as number 35 on the global Spotify music list.
Did not know that one. I will say, did not know that one.
Oh, was that iTunes? I can't remember. It was Spotify, iTunes, one of those two.
Oh, either way, I didn't know. I didn't know.
Yeah, and then most of all, this the kicker right here, dude.
All right, let's go. Let's go.
Oshinoko, like Bleach, like Kaguya-sama,
Yes.
like Attack on Titan, has successfully dethroned Fullmetal Alchemist to become the number one anime on my anime list.
It has. I've seen it
It
before.
still is number one, even though the rating
I'm
going
sh-
down because them Fullmetal Alchemist niggas, they refuse to let anything be number one.
I'm shocked how long they let that stay there.
Yeah. It's
For
crazy.
a new
I
anime?
hoping that by the end of the season we could get that squad back for another week or two.
Oh, it dropped. Oh, it dropped.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
like
okay.
9.16 now, I think.
All right. All right. I knew it.
Yeah, it got as high as to like 9.3 something
Uh-huh.
or
Ah,
9.4 something. One of those, I can't remember. But
yeah, but it's been doing a lot. It was now. I will say, pre personally, the ending of Oshinoko I like a lot more than the opening. But the opening is good. Both are really good, and it adds to the show. So kudos to them for both of those. But that's just my own personal taste. But yeah.
all right, so before we move on from this, let me give a little manga reader perspective a little
Oh,
bit.
Joe, go ahead.
I'm
Go
not
ahead.
I'm not going to spoil anything, but in terms of episode one, it was basically like a 99% spot on adaptation from the manga. The
Uh-huh.
only thing is that they cut out something from the beginning of the first chapter. I don't want to say what it is. It's kind of like a flash forward type of thing.
Hmm.
And it's kind of spoilery in a sense. So I'm glad they didn't include that in the episode. But other than that, I was very happy with this anime because they managed to elevate three of my favorite scenes from the first volume. The first one being the scene when they bamboozle a woman into thinking that they were deities, like they said. The comedy during that scene was just
Oh yeah,
perfect.
yeah, that was it. The
Then the
dancing.
second, yeah,
Sorry, it's not great. The dancing. The dancing is what.
yeah. Then the second thing was during the concert when they managed to persuade her to take them there, and they were doing like the
Yeah,
dance thing and whatnot. That was even more
that
funnier
was
than the anime.
that
And
was
then
that was.
yeah, and then the third thing was Ai's death. Like somehow they managed to make it even more haunting than it was in the manga. And I like the one said they throw all the budget into that
No,
whole
but
scene,
I give you
and
that.
it was just
That's no.
that was just spectacular. Like I had no complaints with this episode at all. I thought tonal wise it was perfect. Uh, they didn't cut any content out, so the characterization was there for the kids as well as when they were in their previous lives. The characterization was there for um I love the development that the manager's wife went through. um
Oh yeah, no,
I
yeah,
appreciated that a lot of
yeah,
people were showing
yeah,
her love within this first episode
yeah.
and the second episode because she really deserves it. She is the MVP for
I
doing what she did.
I would say that was the other thing I was very shocked at, like how quickly she adopted to the kids and how quickly she took them on as her own, and like how she really um took in that mother role for them. Like I did not anticipate in first meeting her character. I That's not something I anticipated, but to see it happen, I was like, oh, okay, cool. They didn't go like a more predictable route. They went something that's like, oh, all right. That's pretty good, or like development on their part for that. So I agree
Yeah.
with that. I agree with that. I commend it too.
And overall, I just love how they're managing to successfully handle the the different genres that this series takes on. So like how Javon
Yeah.
said going into it, he thought this was gonna be like an idol show. but
Yeah,
it turned into a reincarnation type of thing, and then it went to like a
yeah,
slice of life type of thing, and then it went to like a drama type of thing, and then it went to a murder mystery type of thing, and now it's not only going to be focusing on idols, but the whole entertainment industry as a whole, and it's going to expose in great detail, mind you, the pros and the cons to this industry, the light and the dark,
yeah. Which I'm
and
looking forward to.
we are going to enter this world through our protagonist Ruby. As you can see in the second episode, she is the optimistic one. She's actually trying to still pursue her dream despite what happened to their mother. As a result, like she's doing this not only to feel close to her mom, but also to just fulfill that dream that she had in her previous life. Because, like Javon touched on, she was dying and she was basically hospitalized slash bedridden for her entire life. So she never got a chance to actually experience stuff like dancing, singing, and stuff like that. And she had to live vicariously through throughout her entire life. And now,
Yeah,
in a sense, that to her, she's essentially
uh,
carrying on her mother's torch.
agreed. And I like her.
So,
I'm a bit more intrigued with her character as well, and where she goes because of the inner trauma that she has from her previous life of having to deal with the illness, which I think is pretty cool.
mhm,
Of them, of course, they remember their previous life, but knowing that how much that plays into her now, like before she started dancing, she couldn't dance
mhm.
before, so that was still haunting her, even though she had the ability to do everything. So I'm like very interested to see like how her character develops in that way and gaining more confidence.
Also, don't forget the other
Plus,
angle that she was very attached to the doctor as well, and she
oh
doesn't
right,
know that the
see,
doctor is dead.
well,
So
well,
that's the
well,
other thing
well, yeah,
y'all gotta look out for.
yeah. See,
Yeah.
you're right, you're right. So that's also, and then the doctor himself being attached to her, and no, had her
Oh,
love
I about to
for
touch
Ruby.
on Aqua right now.
Okay,
Yeah, I
all right,
want to touch on Aqua
go
right
ahead.
now. So in regards to Aqua, Aqua is my favorite character by the way in the whole series. But
Yeah, I can say it. Yeah, I can say it.
I like Aqua because well the first thing that made me take a liking to Aqua is and I saw Hiram talk about, well, he kind of mentioned this um in the group chat one night when they were first talking about it. And that was when Vicky was saying how she didn't like it as much as everybody else did or whatever.
Mhm.
And Hiram was saying, Hiram started to kind of compare him to Rudius from Mushoku Tensei, and I was like, that's not a fair comparison because he actually has morals. He actually
Yeah.
holds
Oh
off
yeah.
from doing
Yeah. Yeah.
those creepy types of things
Which
that
I was,
Aurelius would do.
that's
Like
also
for
kind of surprised
example,
by.
when I
Yeah.
was breastfeeding, he was like, "Nah, I'm not doing that. That's just weird.
No. Yeah.
Like that's a
Yeah.
hard pass for me." And it was the same thing in regards to Serena when she was like, "Oh, she have a crush on him or whatever," but he just was like, nah, that's not gonna work. And the same thing with I, because I mean, he has a deep admiration for I, in addition to like just wanting to just see her be successful and see her thrive in life. And I guess you could say like that admiration could be like an attraction, but like I mean, not like a full on like romantic attraction, but
No.
just
Yeah.
like her energy. He's attracted to her
Right.
energy, like her just her
It's
character
no.
basically.
Yeah. It's like you being a fan of somebody, strong fan.
Yeah,
You know, it doesn't
yeah,
have to go that sweet, but yeah, he's a strong
yeah,
fan. Like he
and
wants to be around her in that
yeah,
sense.
and yeah, and in that regards, like he is a respectable person, at least in my opinion, for that.
No, I think so
And
too. I
and
think so.
the other side of his character that I like is how analytical he is, how cunning he is, how crafty he is.
Hmm.
Because as we saw at the end of episode one, he was like, yeah, I'm not stopping until I find my dad and I find out why he orchestrated this whole thing, and then I get my revenge on this nigga. And he is willing to go to the depths of the earth to basically not only learn the dark side of this industry, but also he would do whatever it takes to get back at this man. And that goes back to what I was saying earlier, where we're going to learn about the good and the bad, the light and the dark of this industry.
Right.
Whereas Ruby is going to delve deep into the light side of it. She's going to be the more optimistic one, whereas Aqua's character is going to go for he's going to descend further into the darkness to achieve his goal. And like how we was talking about the opener as well, the ending song reflects that perfectly. And it also
Right.
shows how much of an impact that Ai's death had on him because I dying alone, you being murdered in your first life will do something to your mental.
Mental. Yeah.
And that type of PTSD is something that's going to linger on with you for the rest of your life. And even with that, he still managed to find sanity and happiness with I. And then that also got yucked away from him by the same guy who killed him. And you can just
Ironically
imagine the
enough, yeah.
despair that anybody would go through because she literally died in his arms. And and what's messed up is that he is a doctor, so he should know how to deal with something like this. But because he is a child now, because he isn't Goro-san anymore, he had to helplessly watch this girl die
Yeah.
in his arms. So you can imagine how fucked up that would make him, and that's why I kind of don't understand how some people would be like, oh, I hate how obsessed he is with getting revenge, but I'm just like, you have to take in consideration all of these things.
Where people have been saying,
Well, Hiram alluded to it when he was reading the manga,
oh, I
but
mean, no,
I
I mean
saw I
that would make sense. I think
yeah
it makes sense that you would feel
yeah, but
that.
but like something like that is going to change you fundamentally for the worse, especially if you already was going through something as traumatic as being murdered before already. And then only to find out that the person who should also equally love you as much as I was the one responsible for why all of this stuff happened.
No, you're right. No, that's true.
So
That's true.
and like despite but the main reason why I like Aquas is because despite all the darkness, he still has a foot outside into the light. And you get to see glimpses of the good in him. You get to see how he has everybody's best interest at heart. And we saw that kind of well, we did see that because it is from a good place. How he was trying
Yeah.
to prevent Ruby from joining the idol industry
Yeah.
because he doesn't want what happened to I to happen to her. Because he is attached to her now. He has that Siscon mentality for her now.
Hmm.
And so he was like stopping every turn, like stopping Ruby at every turn from getting started and whatnot. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's stuff like that that you're going to see through the course of the series going forward. In addition to like him investigating what actually happened and him going deeper into the darkness and whatnot, yada yada yada. But another thing, did you see people comparing them to Light?
I did. I disagree. I don't see
Yeah, like
it. I
that's
don't
such
see it at all.
a that's
I
such a
think
dumb comparison. Like,
I think that just came from that one still, or that's from the idea of him kind of snapping in that way. But it's no, it's not.
yeah,
It's
it's
totally not
not
the
the
same thing.
same. Like Light
Yeah,
was a
like it's not that.
sociopath who was obsessed
Yeah,
with power,
truly,
and
yeah, that's what it was.
yeah,
And his is it's not like Aqua's trying to change society in terms of its criminal rules and what's going on. Like he just wants
mhm,
to get revenge for his mother or his or slash favorite idol I who was murdered,
yeah,
and he wants to, and to do that he has to go through some loopholes. But Light, it was just as simple as like, okay, he wanted to play God. Aqua doesn't
yeah,
want to play God. Aqua doesn't want to
yeah,
play God. He just wants
exactly.
that. So no, I
Yeah,
don't agree with that comparison at all. I
yeah.
saw that.
So yeah, it's
Yeah,
gonna be
but
a lot of hot takes
uh,
like that, and I'm
yeah.
just gonna have to shake my head in disappointment at how people just want to just throw out these lazy comparisons to other popular characters just to get views and clicks and
Oh, well,
whatnot.
they just want they just it is what it is. But
Yeah.
people just the only virus they have. But keeping it on series that I had no idea about or did not know. On previous knowledge, Hell's Paradise. Hell's Paradise. And since we're also talking about descending from dark to light, light to dark, Hell's Paradise is. Did you read the manga? Are you a manga reader of Hell's Paradise? No, so you're in the same
Nope.
boat. Cool.
Yeah.
Now, I know you disagreed with me on this, fake, but for me personally, it started slow. It started slow. It started slow. First episode, we get introduced to Gabimaru, and we it's pretty much just like a whole rundown of different types of executions, and we get a little tidbits of his life. We get introduced to the executioner. I can't remember her name right now. It's escaping me. But we get introduced to his execute comes there to try and execute him, and from that point
I
on,
forget her name too.
yeah, I can't remember.
Damn.
Same on. I can't. The female. I don't remember.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I think
It's been
Asimon was their last name.
no, that's the name of the clan. That's the clan.
Yeah.
That's the clan name.
Yeah.
But no, yeah. So, um, yeah, Hell Paradise for me, the first two episodes, it build and build as it went. We really got going when they eventually got to the island of everything, right? We eventually, so that's when everything starts to take off. We get more outlook into what this island is about. We get more outlook into the criminals and everybody else. More, far more character development in terms and progression for Gabimaru as a
Yeah, that is
which
what shocked me a lot
ah
because we're
yes.
only 3 episodes in, and I feel like this man already gone through a complete character arc already.
No, for real. No, that's exactly how it feels, and I enjoyed seeing that struggle for him. In this and these, especially these last two episodes, because it's four now. Especially those last two episodes, I enjoyed seeing the struggle that he's going through. So that's why
Yeah,
light from the dark. So I am interested to see how his character goes and develop. I also appreciate him being a character that's willing to kill but does not enjoy killing, or feels like there are that like killing is unnecessary unless otherwise, right?
yeah,
So it isn't the first option, or it shouldn't be at least not, or at least he's learned that it shouldn't be the first option, but it's an option that I will use. I can live with that. I that's a character I can live with and I can grow with.
same.
I appreciate that.
Yeah,
So so yeah, so far Hell's Paradise has been, it's not been anything, so what I can say is like drop down amazing, but it's been interesting and it's been keeping my attention, and it's left me with more and more like I want to know where this goes. No, especially like I said, the last two episodes in itself, and now that we're on the island, and I want to see more of the criminals, and I want to see more of what happens with them, because we with this one we got, the last one we got a lot of backstory on on the brothers, the two brothers, the criminal and
mm,
the one that's his executioner was, which amazing plan by the way, amazing.
yeah,
Did not see
yeah.
that coming. That is
Same.
like that makes so much sense. 10 out of 10.
Yep,
So, and
yep.
I like his character. I like it. I like where
Yeah,
it's going. I like his idea, and he's also the first one to suggest, "Hey, why don't we drink it?" I'm like, all right. I'm like, okay, that's what. Like, how I no one else
exactly.
thinking like, why don't we drink this elixir of life? Everyone else is like, all
Yeah,
right, well, I'm just gonna kill the criminals and take my time to find this elixir. It's like, all right, okay, everyone the same thing, but it's like, nah, I'm gonna kill it. I'm just gonna drink it myself, get it, and then be done with it, right? So far, El has been pretty solid, pretty solid, pretty solid. Pretty solid characters. It's more so on the criminal side. Um, I want to see a bit more from that same on clan, but pretty much more on the criminal side. The creatures or whatever they are creepy as hell.
yeah.
And
They remind me of Titans.
they absolutely do. The minute I saw one of them pop up, the one with the eyes, hands, and something like that looks
Yeah,
like that looks like a freaky titan. Like
yeah.
that looks like a really freaky titan. Like what's happening on this?
hmm
Without the show though, like I've not guessed what this is, so I want to also find out what the hell this island is about, why this island is way, and what's going on. So I know the series in itself in entirety isn't the longest one. So and I know I think how much episodes we're supposed to get for this
We
season?
don't. I don't think they announced the
They
count
didn't.
yet.
They didn't. Okay,
No,
I
I don't
thought
think
they
they
did.
announced the
I thought they
total
did.
count
All right,
yet.
all right, all right, all right. Then. But no, so far so good. So far I'm enjoying it. I cannot say there hasn't been a bad episode per se, but it's just been a slow build, story wise and character wise.
Yeah,
For what I am understanding, and from my understanding too, each episode actually plays out one chapter. So I can kind of grasp and get that from that standpoint too. But first impression wise, Hell's Paradise pretty solid. I'd say a seven so far. Just off of first impression alone.
All right.
Yeah, first impression alone, I'd say a seven. I'd say a seven.
Well, I agree with everything that you said except it the pacing part to an extent.
Definitely.
Now, the reason why I say to an extent is because in terms of like the main plot, which is them discovering what this island is
Yeah.
and pinpointing exactly where this elixir is located on the island, it's been slow. But in terms of character progression and like learning about these characters, well, more so with the criminals so far, I think it's been pretty great because so far we already know what three of them are all about. The samurai guy, I
Yeah.
enjoyed his backstory,
Yeah, we're getting
and
yeah.
and then the blonde guy that you spoke of, and then we also have Gabimaru's background, and then we have the Gabimaru's executioner's background. But the other thing that I like a lot about these criminals is that they're not morally black characters. Like they're all morally great. Like they're not doing things just to be evil. Like there's
Yeah.
there's purpose for what they're doing, and the purpose isn't something that's necessarily a bad thing. Like the samurai guy, the only reason why he got executed is because he got pissed off that his former retainer was like, "Oh, I bet you can't kill a dragon," and he was like, "What?
Like,
I
what?
can't kill a what?"
Yeah,
And then
yo. That was that was that was the most I'm like,
yeah,
this is why you're getting executed? I don't know. Like, really?
exactly.
This is why they want to execute you? But I mean,
And then it was so funny. He was like, "When I get this elixir and I go back, I could go destroy his
yeah,
entire
like I'm
castle."
just gonna go
I'm
back. It's
just
like,
like, "What?"
like when I get this pardon, I'm probably gonna just slice the mansion this time. I mean, that makes more sense.
Nigga
I,
say his whole grudges,
yeah,
bro. He took that personally.
you're a petty man, aren't you?
He petty bad,
But I
bro.
don't. Before you continue, I wanted to say like in terms of like the whole black and white, the morally gray part, I like too how the series itself through the characters it sets the foundation and it sets the whole idea for you that with this show there will be a morally gray ground. Like there is no right or wrong. When Gabimaru had the confrontation with the other criminal, and that same one was just when she was trying to like tie your hands, like follow the rules. It's like, yo, really, you serious?
Exactly.
But
Yeah.
okay, I guess right. So it's like,
Yeah.
hey, listen, we on this island. We on this island for one thing: get the elixir and go. He does not care how you get the elixir. Just get the elixir. And at the second time, like be prepared for what's about to happen. Like things are gonna happen.
Yep.
Like also the line of I am neither yet telling them the criminals, him to the criminal Gabimaru, one of the executioners, is like and his executioner as well. I'm not your friend or your enemy. I'm just here.
Yeah.
Point blank.
Exactly.
I'm not your friend or your enemy. So do with that as you will. Live how you love, live how you feel like you should live. But
Yep.
I'm here for one thing and one thing only. So whatever you do is whatever. As long as you don't do anything that makes me have to execute you. That's it. Boom. So I'm like, all right, cool. I can live with that. Again,
Yeah.
that sets the tone for a pretty interesting story. And right, because again, like we're not teetering on either side. We can live back
Yeah.
and forth as many times as we want or go wherever we see fit. And I think that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool in itself.
All right.
Um,
Let me ask you one question before we move on to this.
what's up?
The same one executioner with the long red hair and the eyebrows.
Oh
You
my
didn't see
god.
there?
Yo, yes. I feel like he's. But see, I had that same thought, but I feel like he's dead. I had the same thought.
Because they
I,
made it look pretty convincing that he's dead, but like
I,
how they introduced him in
I will.
episode one,
I will say this.
and
Oh
how
God.
and how he featured in the opening, it make it seem as if like this nigga might be alive.
I will say this. I hope he is not dead because I felt like that was too quick.
Yeah,
Like, because when it happened, I'm like, huh? We
yeah.
just
I was surprised,
I'm
but
like,
I
wait,
also was disappointed. I was like, come on, man,
yeah, like
they build you
what?
up to be like this big bad
It's
guy,
one
and
of
like you just go
saying
out like that.
and I think he is the number one because they have ranks. I think he's the number
Yeah.
one. Like he was like in one of the episodes, he was there telling like, "Hey, I don't think you're cut out for this. You know, you can go on
Yeah.
this. You're not strong enough." Like they had him do all of these things, and I'm like, "Yo, what? He's dead." Just like
Yeah.
that, like in the
Yeah.
most anticlimactic way, not even like a full fight. Like that. Now,
Yeah.
mind you, I knew that giant was stupidly strong.
Yeah.
Don't get
Same.
me wrong,
Same.
right?
Same. Same.
But
Yeah.
I'm like, he is dead. Like that's it. Like that's all he has. Like that's the only lines you give him. Like like that's just it. Like he's done. So yeah, I can understand why you're saying like he's dead. I think personally he is, but I hope that he is. That's just
Same.
yeah. Cause I'm like yo. Cause I wanted to mention that too. I was like, how is he
Yeah.
dead already in
Yeah.
a flashback?
Yeah.
This is not even like we panned to you and we with you for a moment. You died in a flashback. I'm like, nah, no,
Yeah.
nah,
Yeah.
nah. But no, yeah. So, like I said, first good impression. Oh, and the blind, same one, uh,
Oh, with the white
uh,
hair.
yeah. I want to see what's up with him as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He didn't waste no time with the escort was.
No, he didn't. He really didn't. Like he killed her instantly. So
Yep.
that was yeah. So I know, but I can tell he was about business as well.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
But Hell's Paradise, yeah. I was oh also Hell's Paradise to me has the best opening so far this season.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like
That that was really good.
this, what I
That was
love about this season is that we have like 5 shows with fire openings, bro. But Hell's Paradise, like, I think Hell's Paradise is definitely the best one.
I am sure. I am sure.
Like, it's just something about that song that is just like
Is
just
there
have me like,
that you want to see the dance? That you wanna yeah. I know.
yeah,
Yeah, Hell's Paradise is really good. Hell's Paradise is good. So
yeah,
um, so I guess what we were sense keeping it on. I guess the fantastical creatures and stuff. Demon Slayer. So far,
yeah. Let's talk a little bit about Demon Slayer.
Slayer.
We need to talk about how sick the females in the anime community are. Okay,
Okay, yeah. No, I
like
mean,
like you,
I think it is.
we have the most
Yes.
diabolical demons we have had in the series such thus far. And these girls on the timeline, on Facebook, on WhatsApp, everywhere you can think of.
Yo,
They thirsting hard for these niggas. They simping hard.
I I have never seen a more degenerate group of individuals than I have in anime communities. And when I say anime community, I'm talking about the female anime community goes. Like, you guys need Jesus. I'm sorry,
They need
but
Jesus
I
now.
this this is getting on that. This is getting on
Bruh.
that. Like the upper rank four wasn't off the screen good yet, and it already started. Like, what is your problem? What is the
Bruh.
issue? Like,
They
what
got
is
have what they got
happening?
tongue say pleasure and they just lose their
And
mind.
that's what I'm saying. Like, yo, some of y'all need to chill. Y'all
Bruh.
going off the deep. Like, all of y'all need bunks on the head. I'm sorry. If you're listening or watching this, you need bunks on the head. Like, stop it. Drink some water. Cool down. It's gonna be okay. Like, relax. You don't have to, like, let it simmer for a bit. Like, I'm not
Exactly.
saying don't thirst, but bite down. Let it linger for a second. Like, come
Yeah,
on. Like,
man.
what's happening? What's happening? But no, but in all seriousness, Demon. In all seriousness, it's I forgot how slow this arc kind of started, but but this also started with an hour episode. Boy, you affordable know how to use a budget. I just want to say, if I'm going to talk about anything from this season so far, I just want to say, you affordable knows how to use a budget. I'm sorry, Tax Invasion be down. They know how to use a budget. It's going to good work. I don't care. Hey, if you are gonna give me animation like this, commit fraud all the way. No, I'm I am listen. If you're gonna give me animation like this, go ahead.
Disclaimer:
Tax,
we at
tax
the
evasion
Otaku
away.
Summit do not condone. We do not condone any form of crime.
Tax evasion away. Cause this right here is weak animation. Whoa, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just had to say. I had to say. But no, so far so good. So far the season has started off. We now are at the chaos point of what the season is going to be about, and from
Hmm.
the point it's going to be very just turbulence for our characters, and I love the start of this. I love the way it's heading. Obviously, I read the manga. Both of us have read the manga,
Same, same,
right?
same.
But still, seeing it is a whole different story. Cause I don't remember much. I don't remember that much. Like I don't. This arc reminded me. I don't remember that much from it.
Well, I remember
So
this arc
I
vividly
I
for
remember.
one reason and one
I
reason only.
Well, we know that one.
And
Yeah, yeah,
I haven't told anybody this yet because given my track record,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
uh
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, my favorite character in Demon Slayer is one of the stars of this arc.
Yes, 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 yes. He shows up. He shows
And
up.
you will see why at the end of this arc as to why he is my favorite character.
Well,
But
well,
I'm not going to say who that is because if you
uh,
know me, you know what has happened to all my favorite characters. So
sadly,
yeah,
he has a good track record with that. It's
a
quite
good
sad.
track record. That's a terrible track record.
It's a perfect track record at this point. I would say
I think only like
with one pending, with
I
one
think
pending.
like 8 out of 10 of my favorite characters out of everything that I read or
That
watch are dead.
that is a passing grade. I'm sorry, sir, but you need to stop. You need to stop having favorite characters. I'm so, I'm so sorry. You need to stop having favorite characters. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. But no, I like with how they've been adapting the season of Demon Slayer. I like how it's been going on animation wise. The music is
It's
good.
crack. The animation is crack.
Yes, yes, it's always peak. Demon Slayer will always be that one of those rare occasions where the anime exceeds the manga. That doesn't happen often. That has not happen often. But Demon Slayer is 100% one of those very rare cases where the anime goes above and beyond the manga and for the better. And so you kind
Yep.
of just want to watch, just consume it in that kind in that medium, even if it takes, even if you have to wait for it to come out. But yeah, no. I mean, what we have anything else we need to say about Demon Slayer? Cause again, we watched it. Like well, most of it uh, the arc in itself. If I'm gonna talk about the start so far of the season and the arc in itself, as someone who probably hasn't watched like just an anime standpoint, or if I would just take the fact that I've seen it already,
Hmm.
it's a slow start. It's a slow start building. Outside of the first episode, again, it's a slow burn to the arc and setting up.
Yeah,
It's
the second
yeah,
episode was very slice of life.
yeah. Most of the season prior to the last episode, has felt pretty much very slice of life and more happy go lucky, which I understand. You needed a bit of a
Yeah,
cool
yeah,
down
you need a
after
little
the
bit of levity
yeah, yeah, after that infliction.
to balance things out
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
to
yeah,
give us a little break from the suspense
yeah,
and the intensity of
yeah,
fighting these demons. You
yeah.
know,
Because the entertainment
so
district arc was a lot, so you didn't want to go
yeah,
right back into like, damn, how are they going to beat this one, right? And now they have the fight too,
yep,
which it's 5 and 4. So I, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. This is it's gonna
yep,
get good. It's gonna get good.
yeah,
That's what I want.
yeah.
It's going to get good. So yeah, it's
The
gonna get.
only thing I want to add is that so far the memes have been top tier.
Oh no! Listen, and this is why, and this is another part why I say the anime exceeds the manga. Even like the faces and everything they do has been hilarious. I've laughed
Yeah,
at everything, and it's gonna. And even though it's slow, I have appreciated that because the funny has been funny. You know, to me personally, the funny has been funny, especially this last episode with the headphones and
tell our viewers what y'all did last night in reaction in response to Genya.
Oh, what about the Blicky is like, my Blicky is on the dresser. Listen, that was so funny last night. My Blicky on the bro. I love that everybody has had the exact same reaction to get you pulling up the shorty. pulling out the nine. It's like y'all use detergent swords. Ha! I use guns, bro. I got no time to waste. To blinking, bro. Like what we dealing with Kenya's like, bro. I ain't got time for no swordsmanship. I you can have some of this land. These real
Can you say all that talk just to get shot by this knife?
I right. Yanya's the real John Moran. You know what the real Hollow Tips feel like? It's like, bro, it's like I pull up the shot it's like I ain't got time to waste with y'all. Bop, bop, hands going. I'm like, yeah, okay, okay, bro. My bad. I didn't know you was like that. I didn't know you was like that. But that that review was that
Yeah,
review, that review was good. That review was good.
yeah.
That review was very, very, very good. But no, yeah, yeah, yeah. So far, so good. I like the. I've been. I can say it's been. Yeah, the start of the season has been alright for me. The start of the season, right? But we're going to get to where the real meat of the season is
The
coming.
real meat and potatoes.
Yes, yes, and then we'll come back with a full review of the season
Yeah,
when it's at that point. At that point. But yeah.
yeah.
So what should we tackle next? What do you feel? What should we tackle next?
The
Let's
next
see.
thing,
Let's see.
um, have you seen
Bop bop bop.
uh oh god, I just had it in
We can
my
talk
head.
Gundam.
Yes, that's what I meant to say, Gundam, yeah.
Oh, let's
So
go. I
I don't
okay.
know if our viewers
Uh,
have been privy to like the theories going around. But
oh yeah.
episode two,
What do you want to get? You want to get right?
that
You want to get right into
entire
that? You want to get right into the theory?
the only thing they need to know is that based off of where we left off, which was like last season, I mean, which is where they got attacked at that space dock or whatever,
Well, the half of the season. Yeah, the last season.
Soleta Forgetter, she
So let us forget her.
she just smashed one nigga, had his blood all over the place or whatever,
Yep.
and extended her hand to Mayorine with a smile on her face,
Yep.
a bloody hand.
And that's when, and before that's what I said, we want to get to the theories right away because I wanted to say, right? So last night at our anime viewing gathering that we usually have, that tomorrow wasn't that, by the way. I looked at it and I said, yes,
We didn't need to say
yes, I
that.
did. I did need to say it. I needed to shame you on the podcast. I needed to let them know that I shamed you on the podcast. But
Oh Lord.
I looked at Gal when I said, you always know when Gundam is taking that turning point in the series where it's really getting to that. Okay, we're about to turn up. We're about to get to the nitty gritty.
Yeah.
When children start to die, that's when you know it's time. When
Mm-hmm.
children start to die,
Mm-hmm.
going up, boys. Like,
Mm-hmm.
all right, here we go.
We have arrived.
We have arrived. We are here. War is upon us. Death and devastation. Welcome to
Woof,
Gundam, everybody. And that is
woof.
exactly what has been ever since Soleta smashed that man up against the wall and extended her bloody hand. Death and devastation. And I love it because, and the thing is, I've been loving this season even before we got there. But now that we're here,
Yeah,
it's
man.
like, which
It's just gas.
gas, and we're just pure gas. So we can get. So I guess not. We can get to the whole theory, but um, for me,
Yeah.
yeah, we can get to the theory. So the whole theory, right? Um, for me, surrounding the show has been Salada's a clone. She's a clone. You know, she's a clone, and Ariel is actually the real Salada. Airy. Airy.
Airy.
Yes, yeah, Airy at this point inside of
Ariel. Get it?
area. Yeah,
Ariel.
yes, 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 yes. But there were certain things and certain points in the series that kind of started to give, well, not give it away, but made me think like, and then of course the introduction of
Yeah.
Alan, and then it's like, Okay, so this
Yeah,
is
it was yeah,
real.
the Ellen thing, that was the first thing. But
Right.
the two biggest hints for me
Uh,
was one, the fact that Soletta was always talking to the Gundam, like, and like she said that that was a sister as well.
yes. Yes.
And
Yes.
then the second thing was how when we look at like the prologue and then like what the
Yeah.
Gundam does to everybody else,
I guess
it
right.
it, it
Yeah.
has a serious effect on their bodies. And Suletta was perfectly fine.
Right.
And who have we seen in the prologue? Who was the only person to go in a Gundam and be perfectly fine? Harry.
Uh huh.
And they made it quite clear that Suletta and Eri are different people from episode one. So clearly something else was going on
And
behind
the
the
thing is,
scenes.
you can kind of see it too, even in
Yeah,
the
you could see it too.
you kind of feel it. Like it's like something
Yeah.
isn't quite right with the personality wise, right?
Yeah, and
So
then
I
Suletta
agree.
so unhinged. It's weird.
Right, and even to the point where and her almost having a checklist of doing certain things, it is like it almost feels like she has been isolated, but it's like was she really isolated in terms of area? Like was she isolated? You don't feel like she herself was isolated, but this
But
so that
and the
isolated.
age difference too is off because how old she's supposed to be like I think like
Uh
3 or 4 years older than she actually is because they say Suletta's 17,
huh.
but she turned 4 or 5 in the prologue.
Right. Oh, so how long? Wait,
And the
the longest
prologue,
time
and I
passed,
think the
right?
prologue was like 15 years before episode one or something like that.
The prologue was 15 years before episode one.
Yeah, remember the prologue when we first get introduced to
Right.
Eri Mummy and the people she was with, and
And she
then
just turned in
and then
five.
Miorine's dad was the one who gone and implement the whole let's destroy all the Gundams thing, and that's when they
Yeah,
attacked
yeah, yeah, yeah,
the ship that Eri was living
yeah.
on. Her
Oh,
daddy ended up
everyone.
dying and stuff like that. Yeah,
No,
remember?
Every would have been 20.
Yeah, she should be like
Oh,
20 plus right now.
yeah.
But
So
they
yeah,
say
so
Suletta 17, which
17.
don't make
Right,
sense.
right, right. Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. I actually didn't think about that one. Right. I didn't think about
yeah.
it. That's that. That's that. So start of this next half. How has it been so far for you?
God.
Yep.
After I only have one complaint,
What's that?
and that's like I don't like this potential route they're gonna take Jenner character because he been crying
Uh,
on his
yeah.
daddy dying for the longest, and
Yeah.
I'm just like, sir, did you forget that your father disowned you? Did you forget that your father was treating you like shit?
Uh, I think two things can be true in this. Is like where it's like, yeah, he did all those things, but at the end of the day, he still did them because he wanted to prove himself to his father. Like even when he went missing, and just even when he went missing, and no one can find him prior to the end of the first half, he still was
Hmm.
doing all that to prove himself to his dad. So I don't think he ever not loved his dad, but I can see where you can come in and say like, "Yo, he did all this stuff to you." So it's not like, and he for the fact that he blames himself, and I felt like it just got worse after that, right? It just went to where he's in this hollow state now. That whereas that
Hmm.
it much more. So I think he had always blamed himself, I guess, for being weak, losing the battles and everything like that, not being able to
Yeah,
be the son he wanted him to be. And so that got amplified after that. So I can understand why he feels the way. I just need him to stop crying on the toilet. Right? And that's what I finally
yeah,
got. I just needed him to stop crying on the toilet. So I was happy when that happened. Say for me, the star of the season has been phenomenal. Especially being on Earth and seeing everything transform. I'm like, yeah,
yes, yes. That was
yeah,
one of the main things I wanted to
yeah.
see
Right.
get
Yeah.
touched on for season two, Earth, because we spent
Right.
most of our
Right.
time in space.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah. I want.
I'm glad that they given Earth the attention that it needed.
No, absolutely.
So, but
Absolutely.
but but see, like they down bad on Earth, man. Going down, they
For real.
down
Oh,
bad.
oh yeah. They said it, but now that we're actually touching on Earth, it's
Yeah,
highlighted.
I didn't think it was this
As
bad. Like
as
they
uh,
they barely could
as
fight back.
down bad they are. I mean, they're broke. They're one of the supplies. They're working. I think that's the reason they've been working with Shadiq. And again, and also on Shadiq, he's becoming a very good villain in my eyes. He's
Yeah,
morphing into a very good. So I'm wanting to see where that character goes as well. Because I've always been
Sam.
thinking, so to see him start to move and move his pieces, and like I've been happy to see that. Oh man, and Nika, dang, she's been getting the brunt of it, hasn't she? She's been getting the brunt of it. Oh boy,
Right?
it is what
I
it is.
feel bad for Jared. I feel bad. Yeah,
It is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. But no,
yeah.
Gun Richard Mercury has came out the gate rolling.
Yep.
By far, by far. There's not a single episode where I can say it's like didn't leave me like, oh wow, or a single episode I felt like wasn't good or was lacking anything. So yeah, definitely Gundam Witch in the Work. He continues to be one of my favorites that came out between this year and last year so far. Like I can't imagine why I don't I can't see how people don't watch Mecha. Like it makes no sense to me.
Yeah,
It
like
makes no sense to me.
that's just
It makes no sense to me. And that's the actual beauty about the series. Everybody who's not watched Mecha has been enjoying the series. So that says a lot about how
liter
great had it been. So I can't say enough about Gundam Wish and Murky. So it's been really
literally.
good. It's been really good start, really good first impression out the gate. For me, and
It's
as you,
for me too, bro. For me
yeah,
too. For me too. Like
yeah.
there's like a lot of mecha hate out there is pretty retarded in my opinion.
A lot of
Like
the hate is based because no one really sat down and say, okay, let me watch this mecha, right? And I think that's for me personally what a lot of it has been. I feel like a lot of people sat down and watched more. They will come to realize like, oh no, this is really good. Like this is actually really really good.
yeah, like Gundam is one of those series whereas I could say to like somebody who like an actiony anime or an anime with like drama or like an anime that focuses on characters and plot, you get all of that in Gundam.
Uh,
Literally. And the animation as well is pretty good as well. So it's not like you watching a show with like subpar animation like let me give an example.
Subpar animation.
Uh let's see. Something that people would know that have like meh animation. Let me see. Let me try to think of something from last year. Hold on.
Oh, I can't think of anything from last year that has subpar animation. I'm sorry.
I mean, I
I
was
thought a lot.
watching.
I thought a lot of studios for the most part were pretty good. Were pretty solid. Um,
Let's
but no, you actually
see.
in that you're actually right. Now that I think about it, mecha animes for the most part have pretty consistent animation.
Exactly.
Yeah, I can't I can't really think of any mecha anime that doesn't for the most part have animation that's consistent along like straight along the season of any season that they've
Jesus.
had.
We had some bangers last season, Dread. What a
It's what I'm
set.
saying. Like I don't know how I can't think of anything that had
Oh my god.
bad bad animation. That's what I'm like. Good luck with that. Good luck with that.
Anyways, the point is Gundam doesn't have subpar animation. The
Oh no,
animation is actually pretty good.
oh no, no.
So
Don't ever expect subpar animation from Gundam. But
yeah, don't
by any
ever.
stretch.
Don't
No, at all. Don't even do that. Don't even do this though.
yeah.
So let's get into another one. Let's get into this next one. Now I haven't gotten a chance to watch it yet, only because it's. Here's the thing, man. When
Hmm.
when animes fall outside of Crunchyroll and you gotta go through leaps and bounds to watch them, High Dive is different because I can just log in High Dive and that's be it. But when it falls to Disney, sometimes you just don't feel like turning on your VPN and now to go through this and that, and it's like, all right. So admittedly, I haven't started yet, but I've heard a lot of great things about it. I've heard that it's really good, and I do need to get to it. I do need to get to it. I do need to get to it. But I am talking about Heavenly Delusion, um, that has started this season, and everyone seems to have been saying that it's really good. It's really enjoyable. Out the gate.
All
It,
right,
it,
I can just say
I
it now.
forgot. I
I can
forgot
say
what
it now. I
the
can say this
character
now.
was. Go ahead. Go ahead.
excluding the returning series like Demon Slayer, Heavenly Delusion is top three. That's how good it is.
Okay. All right. All right. All right. Okay. That's no, but no. But as
That's
you
what,
said, no.
that's all I can say here
As you
because
said.
I think I'm going to do a TikTok on it.
Uh,
That's another
all right.
thing, by the way,
So
guys. We're planning on doing a lot more on TikTok. We're
yeah,
gonna
yeah,
bring
yeah.
out a lot more of our like first impressions and series reviews on there. I'm
Yeah.
gonna there's a lot of anime this season coming out that we won't have time to talk about. But like for example, I'll just shoot off some names. Skip to Loafer. That's a
I heard that
very
is good.
very
I
cute
heard that's a good
rom
one.
com anime.
That's good rom com. Get checked it out.
Um, the Yamada is a level 99
Yeah,
paladin.
that's
That
another
is
one.
also a very cute anime.
Another one. All right.
My Home Hero. This
I've
one
seen
surprised.
that.
This
I've
one
seen that.
surprised the hell
What
out
is
of
that
me.
about? What is that
This
about?
surprised me. And
Okay.
basically, I don't wanna say too much, but let's.
It looks interesting though.
So
From the
the
poster.
main character, his daughter is dating a delinquent.
Uh huh.
Like when I say a delinquent, I mean a full on like thug like gang member. Like she's like college age. She's not in high school or whatever.
Okay. Okay.
So she's dating this guy. He abuses her, and the parents found out, and they wanted to like talk to this guy and be like, "Hey, like this ain't cool or whatever." But then some things happen, and he gets involved with the gang of the boyfriend,
Uh huh.
and some things lead to another, and we're in a very suspenseful time right now, and that's all I'm going to say because
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil anything for
Now,
you.
see now,
Now,
I have
let
never
me
watched
temper your
that. But
expectations a little bit. The animation is not the best. It
ah,
doesn't have crazy animation.
all right, all right, all right, all right, all right.
This is to an example of what I mean by subpar animation right now. But the
Ah,
story and the characters make up for it,
all right. Okay, okay,
so it's worth a watch.
okay, okay.
So yeah, there's My Home Hero. We just finished talking about Heavenly Delusion already,
Right.
which is the top three series for the season. Um, the another one that I want to the new Pokemon is actually pretty good.
I need to start. I keep saying to start that. I have to look for that. I look.
The new bro.
I've seen a clip, and my first impression of just through the clip, it seems more serious. It seems like the tone of it is a tad bit more serious. Like there's actual cohesive. Not to say, well, yeah, you
Yes,
can say that,
yes,
but a cohesive story. A
yes.
cohesive like this is the start and this is where we're going.
And
It
there's
feels
no
like wow.
bullshit so far because like like how for example at the start of Black and White
Yeah.
we have Ash Pikachu that should be a level 1,000 by now,
I mean, yeah.
losing to like a level 5 Snivy. Ain't no shit like that in this anime.
Oh, okay.
They actually have things pretty consistent. So
So are you telling me a Pokemon anime is playing much closely to what actual Pokemon logic should be? Is this what
yes,
you're telling me? This is crazy. I need
yes.
that's
Like for
I
example,
need to
right,
add this up on the watch list.
in the latest episode, the main character she had a Sprigatito,
Uh
and her opponent brought out like Discovery.
huh.
She was like, your Pokemon ain't do nothing to mine or whatever, so I don't even know why you trying. So
She's acknowledging type advantages. Hold on.
yeah,
Wait,
so she was leafage on it and it didn't do shit to Discovery like it wouldn't do shit in the game. And she just was like, what's the point of you doing this? But they did that to escape basically. They used that to like distract them so they could run away. And I'm just like, see, this is what it should have
hold
been
on.
like. Like cause like that's what they made it seem as if like, oh watching one shot Discovery somehow by bullshit, but no, that didn't happen.
I am impressed. I'm flabbergasted. I'm stunned.
I was flabbergasted
I
through the
I cannot I can never fathom sorry. I can never fathom a Pokemon anime that follows the actual Pokemon. See now that's off the list. That's off the list. Okay, I have to do it. I have to do it. So
It's
my
it's it's
I
it's
home
cra-
hero
it's crazy, dog. Like I
on
still can't believe it.
And I'm gonna do that in evolution. Okay, okay. But all right. So since but just a little bit. What have your first impressions of evolution been? Like, what has it been like?
Of Heavenly Illusion.
Yeah, what's it been like?
Okay, so to give a brief synopsis on it, this anime takes place in a kind of sort of post-apocalyptic type of world, whereas there was a calamity that occurred on the planet, and a lot of the inhabitants, like this takes place in Japan, by the way, a lot of the inhabitants of
Yeah.
Japan were killed, and the only people who really survived most of all were like younger persons.
Mm, okay.
And the anime takes place 10 plus years from this calamity happening, and it follows actually it follows two groups of people. The first group is a boy and a girl who are traveling together because the girl has been tasked, or she's been hired, I should say, to carry this boy to some institution where he is supposedly from. And the other group of people are these kids that are in an institution, and it's very reminiscent of the farm in the Promised Neverland, basically. Like like how they was
I
basically
like that.
grooming these kids
I like how it.
for
I like.
like an ulterior motive,
Yeah.
basically.
Okay. Yeah.
These kids are being groomed for that same reasoning, and like this world has monsters or creatures or whatever that are like roaming the earth, and they kill anybody in their sight, basically
Uh.
indiscriminately, by the way.
Ooh.
And the kids in this institution, they are special in a variety of ways. Like, for example, there's a kid who could literally like climb walls, like she's Spider-Man or some shit like that, bro.
What?
Like, it's crazy. Like, they have a lot of these kids have like they
Special
definitely
powers.
have experiments done on them, and there's been a lot of twists and turns in the series. Like in the third episode, we got the backstory for the main female character, the one who was traveling with the boy. Like,
Okay.
cause like you saw me and April joking about this before. Cause I don't want to say it. Okay, I could briefly say it. So basically, at the end of episode two, the boy tries to like come on to her because he likes her, and then she was like, "Oh, I'm a boy."
Yo.
Um, I don't. And the guy was like, "What?"
What?
And then she was like, I know my body is that of a girl, but inside in my brain I'm a boy. So I guess that's like, okay,
Uh,
so you trying to say like you trans or some shit like that.
okay.
So I guess that's like, okay, that's kind of weird. But then they explain that whole thing in episode three,
Uh,
and we get her backstory, and it's a lot, bro. It's a lot, and I don't want to spoil that for you,
all right. No,
but
I'm
it's a
good.
lot.
I'm good. All right. Cool. So safe to say, because you already said it's number three for you for this season after Oshinoko and Demon Slayer. So
Yeah,
first impression, nailed it.
yeah,
Did it. Okay, that's all we
yeah,
need there. That's all we need there. That's all we
yeah.
do there. I think this was a good recap. I think this is a good solid spring recap. To start us off.
Wait, Marshall, we gotta mention Marshall.
Yes, yes. See, I also didn't see Marshall, so you have to take that away. You have to take that away as well. But
All
I do
right.
know, well, I do know so far, Marshall is hilarious because I do know it's pretty much um One Punch meets Harry Potter.
Yep, yep.
One
And
Punch.
and that's all that needs to be
Yeah.
said right there. This
What's
this 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 anime is hilarious as you
that's
think it is.
that's the
It's as
impression.
hilarious
That's
as
the
you
first
think it
impression.
is.
That's the first, like just think of that sentence, like let that marinate for a second. Like think of
Yeah,
One Punch Man fused with Harry Potter. Like just let your imagination run wild, and that's Marshall. That's it.
yeah,
You
yeah,
got it.
yeah. Very
Oh man.
hilarious series.
Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. Man. But it does. I think it does. At least I remember seeing some stuff. I think it does start to take like a little shift and turn with the comedy and adds itself to more shonen s stuff. But no, for the most
Yeah,
part,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay, yeah. But the most part is like very hilarious. Everyone
Yeah,
keeps.
the comedy carrying it a long way. I'll say
Ah,
that.
okay, okay, okay,
It's
okay.
it's hilarious. Like, oh man.
No,
I don't want
I've
to. I'm
seen it.
not going to
I've,
spoil any of the jokes, but
no,
it's
no, no, no. But I've seen it. I've seen
that
it. Every time
funny
I've
as
seen it,
fuck.
I said like how funny it actually is, and just always shocked and stunned of like how much this is Harry Potter with muscles. I'm like, this is
Yeah,
Harry. This is Harry if he worked out 10 times a day. Like seriously,
bro, this nigga. Oh my god, man, niggas be bench pressing this thing
and that is
like,
not a joke. That is not a joke.
bro,
That is not a joke. This is Harry Potter if he bench pressed 10 times a day without a doubt.
boy, that nigga strange, bro. He's a strange boy, but and he likes Korean pop. So if you start seeing a bunch of Korean pop shit over everywhere, that's why. Cause of
That's
Mash.
that's a crazy. That is stupid.
Yeah, he always eating Korean pops.
That is the dumbest thing. But no, I think it's a really. I think at least from what I've seen, I think it's really good. From what I heard, and because I've seen someone review the manga for a while, so I think it's going to
Yeah.
be a really good.
But quickly, so let me just finish listing off some anime that I would highly recommend people check out.
All right.
Dead Mount Deathly, uh, A Galaxy Next Door.
A galaxy next.
Um,
All right.
yes, A Galaxy Next. That's a romance slash drama. Insomniacs After School. My one isekai recommendation for this. Well, technically, okay. So Dead Mount Deathly is a reverse isekai. And this one here, I got a cheat skill in another world and became unrivaled in the real world too. It's both an isekai and a reverse isekai in one.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I recommend those. The sequels from this season, Vinland Saga, Ranking of Kings is back. Uh,
Yes.
um,
Yes. Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
bro, Ranking, bro, our son Boji has returned.
Oh yes. 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 We gotta get to it. We gotta get to it. We gotta get to it.
We will always show love to
We will
Boji.
get. We will get to that. We will get to that for sure.
Yes, but uh, Jesus Christ.
Moss dying on the
So
ground.
yeah, Doctor Stone is also back. Uh,
Yes. That stone is back.
the Ancient Magus Bride is back. Konosuba is back as a spinoff for Megumin, the girl who is explode everything. Um, Tonikawa Over the Moon is back as well. That was a very popular romance series in 2020. Season
Oh,
2 is out for that now. Um, and then to close my recommendations, this one anime here. This is very weird. The first episode, I show you all the first episode of this. Well, part of the first episode.
what's this?
Let me tell you how it started. So the main character, his father,
Wait, what's the
is
name
the
of
leader of a cult. It's called I don't want to say the Japanese name. It's called Working for God in a Godless World.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Okay.
So the
Very weird.
main character, like I said, his father is the leader of a cult,
Uh-huh.
and they worship this deity who we don't know anything about. And in their religion, this deity is supposed to come down from the heavens and bless them and bless the leader of the clan. And the leader was trying to prepare his son. He was trying to groom his son to take over the cult one day. And he got an epiphany to sacrifice his son, literally kill his son. And he's supposed to like come back to life. The god's supposed to bring him back to life, and then he will fully take over from his father as the leader of this cult.
Uh-huh.
But he gets transported to another world instead. And when he wakes up, he meets a blonde girl, uh, basically jacking him off.
Whoa. Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So when I first saw that, I say, "Wow, this gonna be funny."
What?
And like the title suggests, there is no God in this world, and there's a fucked up law in this world as well. Whereas like people who don't have like the ability to do something, they are segregated into like these villages around the main country area. And after a while, they get sent back to the capital to be executed.
Mm,
And the main character, like he got sent to one of these well, I guess you could call them interment camps, basically. He got sent to one of them and he got close to the people there. and he introduced them to things like beers and wine, alcohol, basically. So
Yeah.
when he make alcohol, everybody lose their mind. Like they
Of
got
course
addicted.
they did. Of
Everybody
course.
became alcoholics.
Of
So
course. Why not?
yeah,
Why wouldn't it be?
so he got very close to these people, and then the girl who was jacking him off and her sister, their time was up,
And
so
her
they got
sister?
set. Yeah, and her sister, their time was up. Your face
I'm
just up.
dead. I'm
They, they got sent to the capital and they got executed in front of his face.
uh
And then when he got executed, for trying to help them, the god descended down and brought him back to life. And she brought the sister and the girl back to life as well.
uh
And then she murked some of the soldiers in this country, and she took them all back to the village. And she was like, "I am going to be your god now. Y'all must praise me, and everything will be fine." And that's how episode one ended.
That was episode one?
Yes, that
All that
was
was
episode one.
all that was episode one?
Yes,
Wait, I thought you was talking to me about a full or something. Oh, yo, that's crazy. All right. See,
that's the first episode, dog.
that,
This anime is hilarious as
that,
fuck, bro, and it's random.
bro.
Like
So
one of the nights she murked, he get reincarnated as a female, bro.
wait, so people die and get reincarnated? Is it that's what you're saying?
Well, we don't know why that. Okay, the knight that got reincarnated was like the captain or the like the god of the knights or whatever,
Uh,
and he got reincarnated as a woman for some reason. We don't know why. It just happened. The god just make him into a woman,
okay.
and nowadays dress him slash her up in like scandalous clothes, and he just have to take it because he can't do nothing.
This is that anime with that PS1 like graphics with that monster.
Yes,
Oh my
yes,
god! I just look
yes.
at it. I'm looking at the images now, and I'm like,
The
what the hell?
monsters, the
Like, what?
monsters look like they from
Oh,
PS2 games. It's
what
crazy.
am I looking at, bro?
Hey, this anime is
Yeah, I'm
hilarious,
watching
dog.
this. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm watching
And
this.
funny as hell, and I love it.
You
I
you
love
got
it.
you got me to watch a Isekai.
I love it, bro. This is hilarious.
Congratulations, you got me to watch. This is an Isekai, right? Isekai.
Yeah.
You got me to watch. You got me to watch Isekai. Congratulations. Keep your job well done, my friend. Job well freaking done. All right, and I think on that's the perfect note to end this on.
Yeah. We gotta say anything else.
Yeah, this has been a great recap. This has been a really great recap. So follow episode 50, next episode, right? So what we were gonna, I guess we're gonna talk about more of the some of the series in depth and some other things that's been happening in anime world. It's been a while, so
Yeah.
we've missed a lot and
Yes, we
current
did.
things going on. So we're gonna be
Yeah.
back. We don't want to, but we wanted to come back, to share what we've been watching.
Hmm.
Maybe next time we'll share what we've been reading, especially me because I
Yeah.
read the entirety of Blue Lock and I need to talk about this. But yeah,
Oh yeah, we had talked
that's
about
me.
Blue Lock. Oh my god.
We're gonna get
Yeah.
there. We're gonna get
Yes.
there. It's gonna happen.
Okay.
It's
I
gonna
can't wait.
happen.
I
We're
can't
gonna
wait.
talk about Blue Lock. We're gonna do it. All right. So yeah. So
Yes.
until next time, guys. It's been the Otaku Summit. It's been fun having you. It's been fun with you guys listening to us. Thank you for listening and all watching. And we will get you guys next time. So until then, later. This has been your Otakus.
Poof.
Peace. Poof. Let me go again.
After dark.
Yes,
Otaku
yes.
Summit after
After
dark.
dark. We back. We back. We back. We back.
Oh yes. So I usually I start stripping right now, but I think that we're not gonna do that. It's been a while. Um,
Yeah, we just finished.
we gotta ease into this type of thing again. So
Ah, yeah. We gotta
yes,
get back. We gotta
yes,
get back.
yes, yes,
We gotta
yes,
get back.
yes. But yes. Spring anime season, Blue Lock supremacy, Oshinoko
We'll
supremacy,
see.
um,
It's there. It's there.
Heavenly
It's there.
Delusion supremacy, Hell's Paradise opening
Mm,
supremacy,
we'll see. Yeah.